There comes a point in every relationship when the mask falls, and what's been hidden starts to show. Yet far too often, we overlook the signs, the quiet indicators that someone isn't here to grow with us, but to quietly drain us. Today, I'm going to share 5 unmistakable behaviors that reveal when a man is using a woman. Stay with me until the very end, because recognizing these behaviors could protect your heart, your dignity, and your future. There's something deeply unsettling about emotional manipulation, isn't there? Words are powerful, they can build bridges, heal pain, and forge connections that last a lifetime. But in the wrong hands, words become weapons, sharp, deliberate, and destructive. A man who uses a woman understands this perfectly. He knows how to say just the right thing, at just the right time. It's intentional. It's practiced. And at first, it feels like magic. But eventually, that illusion begins to fade. Behavior number 1, emotional absence. Think about the compliments. In the beginning, they come fast and often, don't they? You're amazing. I've never met anyone like you. You're everything I ever wanted. It's flattering, intoxicating, even. But somewhere, beneath the warmth of those words, you hear a faint whisper. Does he truly mean it? Still, you push the doubt away. Because it feels good to be seen, valued, desired. Until something shifts. Those same compliments start to sound empty. They seem to arrive only when he wants something, or when you're starting to pull away. They're perfectly timed, almost too perfectly, like a net cast just in time to reel you back in. And when you stop to really look at the pattern, you begin to realize. His words are like clouds, pretty from a distance, but impossible to hold. But it's not just the compliments. It's the apologies too. He knows exactly how to say sorry. The right tone. The right look. Maybe even a tear. And because you want to believe him, you do. But look closer. What actually changes after the apology? Do the patterns disappear, or repeat themselves? Because this is where truth begins to reveal itself. Words are easy. They can be learned. Rehearsed. Recited. But action, that's where the truth lives. And a man who's using you? He has no plan to follow up his words with meaningful change. Why should he? When empty words are enough to keep you hanging on. Now let's talk about investment, or rather, the complete lack of it. There's something you'll notice about a man like this. His effort is minimal. Just enough to keep things afloat, but never enough to grow the relationship. Behavior number 2, manipulative guilt-tripping. Think about the time he spends with you. Is it quality time, or simply convenient time? He texts, but only when he feels like it. He makes plans, but only when nothing better comes up. And when you need him, truly need him, he vanishes. This kind of man doesn't see love as partnership. He sees it as a trade. He offers crumbs, just enough to keep you emotionally invested, while taking what he needs. But real relationships take effort. They require presence, emotional, mental, and physical. They demand time, energy, commitment. And when someone won't give those things, their intentions become crystal clear. This is the kind of man who cancels at the last minute, forgets important events, and makes you feel like a side note in your own relationship. But when you call him out on it, he's got a defense ready. He's busy. You're misunderstanding. He'll say you're overreacting. And the worst part? You want to believe him. You want to believe he's trying, that he's just overwhelmed. But deep down, you know. When someone genuinely cares, they show up, no matter how full their plate is. Which brings us to a core truth, self-centeredness. Behavior number 3, transactional love. This one's subtle. At first, it might look like confidence. Charisma, even. But soon, you start to notice the signs. Everything is about him. His wants. His schedule. His needs. You talk, he listens, just enough to respond. But somehow, the conversation always shifts back to his stories, his problems, his world. And when it's your turn to open up, he's distracted. Bored. Uninterested. Decisions? They're made with only himself in mind. He never asks, how does this affect you? A self-centered man will always choose what's easy for him, even if it's painful for you. And when you finally express your hurt, he turns the mirror around. You're too emotional. You're overreacting. You're making a big deal out of nothing. This is classic blame shifting. His way of making you doubt yourself so you'll stop questioning him. And it works, doesn't it? Because you start wondering. Am I asking for too much? Is this my fault? But here's the truth. Love isn't selfish. Respect is not too much to ask. And you deserve more than a relationship that drains you emotionally and mentally. When you feel like you're constantly giving, and receiving almost nothing in return. That's not love. That's exploitation of your kindness and your capacity to forgive. So you cling to the little things. His occasional sweetness. His temporary affection. His promises. But you deserve more than scraps. You deserve real love. Steady effort. Mutual respect. Behavior number 4, disrespect in disguise. Love is not convenient. It's not something that only shows up when it's easy. It's about showing up, especially when it's hard. And if a man can't do that, he's not worthy of your energy. Watch what he does, not what he says. Words can be poetic, full of grand promises and dreams. But actions? They reveal everything. A man who's using you will say the right things, but disappear when it's time to deliver. He'll talk about the future you'll build together. But his actions are inconsistent, erratic, like a song that never reaches its chorus. At first, you make excuses for him. You tell yourself he's working on it. That he needs time. That you're being too demanding. But ask yourself honestly. Is it really too much to expect consistency? To expect someone to follow through? To match effort with action? Behavior number 5, no vision of you in his future. A man who truly cares doesn't just say it, he shows it. He doesn't give excuses. He gives effort. But the man who's using you, he thrives in that gap between his words and his actions. As long as he keeps feeding you promises, you'll keep hoping for change. And because you have a beautiful, forgiving heart, you give him time. You believe in who he could be. But here's the reality. Love isn't built on what could be. It's rooted in what is. A man who loves you will not leave you uncertain. He won't leave you waiting, wondering, doubting. When someone's words and actions don't align, it's not confusion. It's clarity. It's not a misunderstanding, it's a message. And you have to listen to it. Because actions will always speak louder than apologies, louder than promises, louder than all the beautiful things he says. And then there's the emotional distance. You feel it, don't you? That invisible wall between you. He lets you get close, but never too close. It's subtle. At first, he seems engaged. Attentive. But something's missing. Depth. Vulnerability. Real emotional connection. You open up. You share your feelings, your fears, your hopes. But when it's his turn, he keeps things shallow. You end up carrying the weight of the entire relationship. You're the one initiating. The one nurturing. The one holding it all together. And for a while, you tell yourself, maybe he's just not good at expressing things. Maybe he's been hurt before. Maybe I just need to be more patient. But how long can you carry everything? How long can you pour love into someone who only gives you pieces? Emotional distance isn't always about inability. It's often a choice. A way to maintain control. Because if he doesn't let you in, he never has to be vulnerable. And without vulnerability, there is no intimacy. No connection. No real partnership. What remains is a hollow structure pretending to be love. You deserve better. You deserve someone who opens their heart to you, who shares their world with you, who meets you where you are. Because love isn't just about being together, it's about being seen. It's about being heard. It's about being valued. Final words, don't settle for less than you deserve. And perhaps the hardest truth of all. A man who is using you sees your kindness, and uses it against you. He recognizes your generosity, your patience, your ability to forgive. And he counts on it. But you must remember. You are not here to be taken for granted. You are not here to be someone's emotional crutch. You are here to be cherished, respected, and truly loved. Don't settle for less.